Good morning, Kinder Scholars. Today we're going to be doing our day 6, part 2, technically day 7, Tuesday, April 13th packet. So you will need your kindergarten reading comp packet listed listed April 6th through 17th, unit 7, days 1 through 10. And today we're going to be finishing up our day 6 worksheet. So yesterday we did this worksheet that was listed day 6 on the top. It had Harry Potter first. We did this side and this side only. We stopped at number 6. And today we're going to go ahead and finish it up. I just felt like it was a lot of questions to do in one day and in one sitting. So today we're going to go ahead and finish it up starting on number 6. Just like yesterday, we will need to know what a fiction book is, what a nonfiction book is, what a poetry book is, and what a how-to book is. So we're going to start by again reviewing those books. Let's go ahead and review fiction first. Ready? Fiction is a made-up story. One more time. Fiction is a made-up story. So fiction is made up. Fiction is not real, and we have 4 elements that help us with that. The first element is magic. So anytime we see magic, we know it's fiction. The next one is an impossible situation, which we do like this: impossible situations. And we're lifting our arms up because we remembered that an impossible situation could be like lifting a house, lifting a car, or flying. So let's say it one more time. Impossible situations. The third element is a monster or made up creature. Anytime we see a monster or made up creature like a unicorn or an alien, we know that that's fiction. It's not real. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Monster or made up creature. And the last element that a fiction story can have is animals doing people things. One more time. Animals doing people things. Anytime we see a story with an animal doing a person thing, like walking or talking or going to school or wearing clothes, we know that that's fiction. It's made up. It's not real. The next type of book that we're going to go over is nonfiction. Ready? Nonfiction teaches us about real things. Nonfiction teaches us about real things. So nonfiction books teach us about real things. I could write a book about GCU being a classroom at CASA Academy. That's real. I could write a book about Cal State with a teacher named Miss Taventure at CASA Academy. That's real. I could write a book right now about me being in my home or you being in your home and something that you did today. Those are all real things. Just like trees and animals and planets and the states we live in, those are all real. So those are a nonfiction book. Poetry is found in a book, and there's some different elements that help us find poetry as well. Poetry is a little tricky though, because even though it's usually in a book together with a lot of different pages like this, it's not one poem across the whole book, because poems are usually very short. They are small, short stories. So usually in a book of poetry, we'll see many poems. So that's one element. Poems are really short. The other element that we know to figure out a poem book, or if it's a poem or poetry, is that the words will rhyme. Rhyming means that the words sound the same at the end. For example, dog, log, cat, hat, pan, man. Those all rhyme. They sound the same at the end. So if we hear something that is usually short with a lot of rhyming words, that could probably be a poem. Another thing that a poem has is rhythm. And rhythm is when we read to a beat, a beat on our legs, we can tap, and we're kind of singing it. We're not just talking like Miss T is talking now. The last element that a poem can have is emotions. Poems can usually often talk about emotions like happy, sad, mad, frustrated, angry, proud, any kind of emotion. And the last book that we're going to review is a how-to book. How-to books teach us how to do something that is real. They usually say how to in the name. And again, they're going to teach us how to do something. So when you guys first started kindergarten and we taught you how to write your name, Miss Taventure and I could write a book on how to teach someone their name, because we taught you how to write your name. I could use a book right now that says how to do videos for my scholars to complete work. And that's what I would be doing right now. It would be teaching me how to do something. All right. Usually, how-to books can also be cookbooks or books that help us to draw. So those are different how-to books. But again, remember, the trick with the how-to book is usually it says how-to in the name. All right. Now that we've reviewed all that, I'm going to show you the anchor charts one more time. There's all the anchor charts that we will be using. They're the same as yesterday, but if you want to stop the video, take a picture, create them, you are more than welcome to. Again, you're not required to. They will be there as a support for your scholar to help them grow their brain. Okay, we're going to jump right into number 6. Remember, we're using this paper from yesterday. We already did 1 through 5, so we should be on number 6. We know this is number 6 because we see the number 6 at the top, but we also see the picture of the piggies. Now, number 6 doesn't have a title. It has text for us to read, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Ready? 1 pig, 2 pig, 3 pig, 4. 1 on the couch and the other at the door. 1 in bed and 1 on the floor. First the oink and then they snore. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. 1 pig, 2 pig, 3 pig, 4. 1 on the couch and the other at the door. 1 in bed and 1 on the floor. First they oink and then they snore. Scholars, think about what Miss T read. Did she just tell you a fiction book, a nonfiction book, a poetry, or a how-to? Let's look at what I read and think about this real quick. Did this say how to do something? No, it didn't say how to do anything, so we know it's not a how-to book. Did it teach us about a real thing? I mean, it talked about pigs and pigs are real, but did it teach us about them? Didn't really teach us anything, so we know it's not nonfiction. So our options right now are a fiction story or poetry. Now, I know that we might want to say this is fiction because we talked about pigs being on a couch and a door and a bed. But pigs really could be out the door and on the couch because they are animals. So real life animals could jump on a couch and they could go on someone's door or in someone's bed. So fiction is not a good match for this one. We want to say that this is a poem. It was short and Miss T was doing it kind of at a rhythm. I was tapping my legs as I was singing it. But not only that, we also heard words that rhymed. For example, for, door, floor, snore. All 4 lines had a word that rhymed. So we want to choose that this is C, poetry. We know this is poetry because it has rhyme and rhythm. So on the bottom, we're going to write rhyme and rhythm. Ready? Rhyme. R, I, rhyme. And is a sight word, A-N-D, rhythm. R, there, T-H, E, M. Okay, so we know number 6 is a poem, and we know it because it had rhyming and rhythm. All right, let's go to number 7. Number 7 again shows me a picture, so let's read the words to see what this is. The Bernstein Bears took a long trip in their family car. They sang songs and talked the whole way to their destination. What a wonderful day it had been. Scholars, this passage tells me about some bears that took a trip in a family car and they sang songs and they talked the whole way till they got where they needed to go. Is this passage fiction, made up, nonfiction, about a real thing, poetry, or how-to? It doesn't teach us how to do anything. I don't hear any words that rhyme or have a rhythm or talk about emotion. I'm not hearing it be about something that is real. It's not teaching me about a real thing. So we know that this book or this passage is fiction. This passage is fiction. So we're going to go ahead and circle A. We know this is fiction because it's about some bears doing people things. Animals doing people things like driving a car, singing and talking are not real. They are made up. So on number 7, we're going to write, I know because bears are doing people things. Let's go ahead and write that. B, E, R, S, bears doing d, 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 oo, oo, or d, 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 oo, oo, o, ing, ing, people, p, 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 e, p, 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 l, things, 3, th, ing, ing. Good. Let's go to number 8. Number 8 shows us a book that says how to decorate cupcakes. Listen to the title again, How to Decorate Cupcakes. Step 2 is to mix all the ingredients together for 2 minutes until the cupcake batter is smooth. Scholars, what kind of book is this? Is it A, fiction, B, nonfiction, C, poetry, or D, how to? Think about what it's telling you to do. Think about the name, How to Decorate Cupcakes. Go ahead and try this one on your own and see if you can solve what kind of book it is. Okay, if you said it's a how-to book, you're absolutely correct. It said how to in the name, and the passage told us how to do something. It told me what I needed to do for how long to make the cupcake batter smooth. So we're going to go ahead and circle D on this one. We know this is a how-to book because it teaches us how to make cupcakes. So I know because it teaches me how to make cupcakes. Let's go ahead and write it. I, t, to, t, o, make, m, a, k, how to make cupcakes. C, U, P, C, A, K, S. All right, turn your paper over. We're going to go to number 9. Is this book fiction, nonfiction, poetry, or how to? Horton hatches the egg. Horton sat on the nest. He hummed a song and told stories to the eggs as he patiently waited for them to hatch. Scholars, is this A, fiction book, B, nonfiction, C, poetry, or D, how to? Think about it for a minute and go ahead and make your selection. Okay, if you said A, fiction, you're absolutely right. Look at the picture of the book, listen to the title, Horton hatches the egg. Go ahead and tell your parents or somebody around you how you know it's a fiction book. Use the sentence, I know because. Okay, if you said that you know this is a fiction book because it's an impossible situation, you're absolutely right. It is impossible for an elephant to climb up in that little itty bitty tree to sit on an egg and hatch it. Elephants do not do that. So we're gonna write, I know because it's impossible. Ready? I, m, p, o, s, I, b, l. Impossible. Situation is a hard one, so let's go ahead and write it together. S, I, T, U, A, T, I, O, N. That is an impossible situation. Let's go to number 10. Is this book fiction, nonfiction, poetry, or how to? It is called From Pit to Peach Tree. Let's listen to the passage. Each year, farmers plant thousands of peach pits into the ground, with much love and take care of those pits. With much love and care, those pits become trees that grow hundreds of peaches. So this book is going to teach me about what farmers do to the peach pits in the ground so that they can grow into a peach tree. Think about it. Is this A, a fiction book, B, nonfiction, C, poetry, or D, how to? Go ahead and make your selection. Okay. If you said that this was a B, nonfiction book, you're absolutely right. Learning about how the peach pit grows from a little pit into a tree teaches us about something that is real. So we're going to write for number 10, I know because This teaches us about real things. So let's go ahead and do teaches. T E E E E ch 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 C H S S S. Teaches about. A B O U T. Real. R I I I E L. Things. TH. Ing. ING. Good. It teaches us about something that is real. Last one for today, number 11. Is this book fiction, nonfiction, poetry, or how-to? Beagle, an imaginary tale. Beagle was an imaginary friend. He came to the city to search for a friend of his own. Scholars, look at Beagle. Beagle is that white little kind of looking like a marshmallow animal creature right there amongst the people. We know that from the title, this is about an imaginary friend. We also hear in the passage that he's an imaginary friend who comes to the city to search for a friend. Think about this for a minute. Is this fiction, made up, nonfiction about something that is real, poetry, or a how-to book? Go ahead and make your selection on your own. Okay, if you said that this book was fiction about something that was imaginary or made up, you're absolutely right. Beagle is a monster or made up creature. We don't have animals like that walking around us. We don't see things like that walking around. That's just an imaginary made up creature. So we know that this book is fiction. Go ahead and tell somebody how you know next to you. I know this book is fiction because... Okay. We know this book is fiction because it's about a made up creature. So let's go ahead and write that. It, I-T, is, I-S, about, A-B-O-U-T, A, imaginary is a hard word, so we'll do made up. Ready? Made. M-A-A-A, D, made up. U, P, and then creature. C, R, E, T, R. Okay, so it's a made up creature. Scholars, we've gone ahead and finished that worksheet for day 6. We finished at number 11. Again, like yesterday, find books in your house, sort them. Keep remembering what is fiction, made up, what is nonfiction, about a real thing. You might find some poems in your house. You might find some how-to books in your house. But it's important that you just keep those types of books in your mind to help grow your brain so that when you find books or look for books in the library, you know what you're looking for and you know if that's going to be something you want to read or not. I hope you have a good day and I'll see you soon. Bye.